What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to 15 pictures that prove the UK is like no other country. And as Americans, there are so many things about the UK that we just don't understand and we don't know about. So today, I want to take a look at 15 random pictures that show how unique British culture really is. So let's take a look here, starting with Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is this is the perfect one to start on. What a unique culture you have, Britain, indeed. What exactly is this demonstrating? Never underestimate the British resolve to have beer, to enjoy a pint or a bottle of alcohol outside. There's no way a storm, let alone, I'm not sure where they are. Is this like their backyard or some alley? Doesn't matter. It's their favorite little drinking nook, we're going to say. And some bad weather or extreme flooding and storm, in this case, isn't going to stop them. And I think, is this indicative of just British resolve? Like, you can, sure, this is one example. You know, you guys are gonna, if you want to drink, you're gonna drink. But that can extend into all sorts of facets of life where it's just like the determination to do what you want to do. Or to just, drink. It's impressive right here. Okay, Americans like to drink. Don't get me wrong. We enjoy alcohol a lot. I don't think there's any Americans you're going to find, like, you're not going to be able to take a picture like this of any Americans with this much determination to get outside and drink. All right, let's keep going here. What is this? What's happening? What are we doing? What? The UK is a magical place. I didn't even realize how magical. What is this? So there's a kid duct tape to a tree. Is this like some kind of college, university type of initiation or prank? That's the first thing that comes to mind. You got the police. The police aren't even that mad. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the guy, I mean, he's really on there. Like, isn't there some blood circulation being lost? He is really tightly bound to this tree. If you look at his face, he's actually handling the situation quite calmly. It's like, usually the police officer would have to come over and be like, all right, sir, remain calm. In this case, that kid is like, yeah, oh, hello. I'm glad you're here. Can you cut me down from this tree, sir? Like, he is too calm. And the police officer's laughing. I think he's laughing. Okay. You find college, university, in America we have fraternities and sororities, groups of students that live together in colleges doing silly, crazy challenges and initiations. And I don't know if that's what this is, but it's not unheard of. Something like this might happen in America, especially with kids, but I gotta be honest, I've never seen it this extreme. That's crazy. They're gonna have a tough time getting him down. Some legends say that kid is still tied to that tree to this day. Let's keep going. When the red light shows, wait here. What? And someone is. Bless this British woman's heart. She's alone. She's the only one there. And she's actually obeying the sign and the light. Wow. This this might go like, I don't know, for British people this might be kind of like underrated, I think, where you're like, yeah, there's a sign, there's some directions and she's following the directions like a civilized human. No, this is special. As an American, this is special. Like in the United States, particularly if no one else is really around, people are not going to just politely wait just because a sign says so or it's a red light. Um, this one actually speaks to me. This unique picture of UK culture captured in a photo. The fact that she's alone, no one else is really holding her accountable. There's no one else she's really waiting on, but she's still obeying the light. That's really cool, actually. I really respect that. What are we doing? What the heck is this? All right, what are the positives to take away here? This must be at like some football match. I'm impressed. I'm a part of me is actually really impressed at the level of commitment and organization and body control that British football fans have to spell out this word with their bodies, and it's actually super clear what they're spelling. And also just like the heckling and that British football fans, I've seen where fans do these crazy chants and songs, and now you're doing these body signs, and it's impressive, the dedication. Like, it's actually very impressive, the British football fan dedication to trolling the other team. I've never seen anything like that. A guide to queuing. This is for Wimbledon. This is a pamphlet that you get at Wimbledon. It's a guide to queuing. No way. Talk about something you'd never see in the United States. So, I know queuing is taken very seriously in the UK. Something I really, really like, by the way, because here in America, it's totally hit or miss. If there's like a clearly defined boundary for waiting in line or queuing, Americans will generally like obey. Some people still try to cut in line if you're not paying attention. If there's no like ropes or boundaries, good luck. You walk in somewhere, an office, people are just randomly scattered around the office. Like you have no idea who went in first, who's next. People will try to jump the queue. So the fact that at Wimbledon, which is like an international event with lots of people visiting from around the world, basically Britain takes the queuing so seriously. You hand out a little guide to queuing, which certainly the Americans visiting would need. That's funny, but also probably practical. What? What is this? What's happening? What? Why? How do you get up there? What is that? What is he sitting on? What does this say about British culture? I'm not even sure. It's a guy on a picnic bench floating above the street. People aren't really even paying that much attention to him. I'd be like, what the heck is happening? Is this normal? What is this? Where is he? What's he on top of? Why is he doing that? I guess he's just trying to enjoy his coffee or his beer. All right. I'm genuinely confused. And I don't know what this means. And we're just going to leave it at that. Maybe I should just let it be. Maybe that is the best option. He's just minding his business. Is a police officer with a wheelbarrow. He's giving the wheelbarrow a ticket. This is a parking police or something. He's giving the wheelbarrow a ticket for violating the parking laws, I imagine. I kind of like this. It seems absurd on its face, but this honestly just shows that in the UK, you got to abide by the law and the parking law. And that includes your wheelbarrows, too. He gave the wheelbarrow a ticket. I actually love that. This says, is it okay to hit a disabled person if he's being a knob? It's an interesting question. What is this? This is on the. This is on a British show? The Paralympics, Channel 4? Is this news? Somebody wrote in. Someone wrote in and asked this question. Is it okay to hit a disabled person if he's being a knob? How much of a knob are they being? And how disabled are they? Are two factors. On its... All right, joking aside. On its face, you know, people have, at least in the United States, and I think it's probably pretty similar in the UK, people can be annoying, people can be a knob, and it's not like you can't hit them, you can't attack them. It's not really something you should do, especially if they're disabled. But, really interesting philosophical questions happening in the UK. Gary Lineker shags crisps. You can shag a crisp? Really? How does that work? I'm taking the wrong message away from this. Who's Gary Lineker? Is this some kind of protest? Really? This is just impressing me with the vocabulary Brits possess to insult somebody. I've done entire videos dedicated to British insults. They're amazing. They're fantastic. And so imaginative. And Gary Lineker shags crisps. Never heard that in my life. That's a good one. Who's Gary Lineker? They put it on a sign, too, I just realized. Oh, man, the UK is a special place. These photos are so great. This is a social media post. It says, a swan is coned off in Bath for its own protection. Yes, it is. The swan, I mean, that's kind of nice. That's it. So there's like police or security came out to the swan. You guys have swans just on your streets? That's cool. And they put like cones around it to make sure people don't hit it because he's in the road. That's nice. I've never seen this in the United States. Sometimes there's geese or birds or whatever walking in the streets. We don't pay no mind. Some psychopaths even try to hit them. In the UK, you protect the beautiful swan. That's cool. I think that's great. Oh, here we go. This is the Daily Star. I guess this is a British magazine. Orange man baby sworn in as 47th president of the United States. So help us God. Yeah, I don't know what this says about UK culture. You guys really don't hold back on your opinion, for one thing. And it's so... A lot of Americans would want to say something like this. I even would imagine newspapers or some magazines would want to say something like this. But you'd really never see this printed in the United States. It's just like too far, even though it's hard to go too far with Trump in a lot of circumstances. But this, what I'm saying is you would just never really see this printed in the United States. So bluntly, like in the Orange Man Baby, that's really funny. You guys certainly say it like you think it. Tell it how it is in the UK, and I appreciate that. F plastic bags. Okay. Because they're bad for the environment? This is like British... This is what British graffiti is like. You guys are very like polite with, well, it's got a curse word, but you got your big political opinions going up on your graffiti. Wow. Plastic bags. Let's talk about them. Is it because of recycling? Like it's hurting the environment? I've never been so thought provoked by graffiti in America, but in the UK, you guys got like recycling environmental graffiti. That's good. All right, couple more here. This is the Cambridge News. Student in gown beaten up for looking like Harry Potter. That's terrible. Why? Why were they beaten up? I thought, Harry Potter is British. In the UK, if you look like Harry Potter, why would you get beat? I thought people like Harry Potter. Americans love Harry Potter. Why are you beating him up? This was an actual news story? Poor guy. For looking like Harry Potter, a lot of people would kill to look like Harry Potter. Jeez, I was complimenting you guys this entire video with your thought-provoking graffitis and signs, and this is mean. If not a bit funny. This is the most British picture I've ever seen. We got Loki, Tom Hiddleston, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Tom Holland. There's not one lip in this whole photo. I mean, they're right. They're really right. Is this a British thing? Is the way you guys hold your mouths like that? Like little grimace? Like Tom Hiddleston on the left certainly has like that expression. Where'd the lips go? Not a lip in sight. And it's the most British photo. It's got a lot of famous British actors in it, that's for sure, with very British names, like Cumberbatch in particular. All right, we got one more here. Police, part of the unacceptable behavior team? What? Is this like at a football match or something? You literally call it the unacceptable behavior team? Not like security or the police. It's funny. Is there like a dedicated section team in the police department for football matches? Which is like, all right, we're not trying to arrest criminals here. It's not that serious, but unacceptable behavior. We're here to police the unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable behavior. What a funny way to phrase it as well. Like, not criminal acts, not mischief, unacceptable behavior. We're makes me wonder what goes on at these football matches. That those guys contorting themselves into that four-letter word earlier kind of lets me know. But that's funny. Very, I was gonna say wholesome, but it's like something tells me this might be needed if you're getting rowdy. Unacceptable behavior team. I've never heard that phrase ever before. It's a very eloquent way of putting it, to be honest. But anyway, there you have it. 15 pictures that really do prove how unique the UK is. It's like no other country. These are so interesting and funny, entertaining, and I learned some new things about British culture, to be sure, from these. So I really enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these British photos, anything that I didn't understand, any insights you have into these pictures. That'd be really cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to the UK and learning about UK culture and seeing things from the UK I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.